this right here as soon as it does, and I'll pause this and see if it'll do it. All right, come on. As soon as it does, and there we go. I got it. Let's get back over here. All right, so let's do this first. Hello. Top of the day, my friends. All right, so, well, folks, we're going to have another discussion today. So one thing I've got to do, I'm gonna wait for everybody to get here first. Hey, Knowledge. Hey, Dominic. Hey, Lacey. Hey, brother Mark. Hey, Peter Clark. Hey, Ange, Nathan, Doyle, Ponderosa, Alberta, Sister Catherine, Jennifer Heath, Joe, brother Joe, Michael John, Alberta Bear, Jackie. Hey, Jackie. Dave Flowers, Ann Foster, Roy Ayers, Sean Hadler, Daniela, DJ Variety, Dylan Becker, Jason Mueller, Parakeet Salt, Eric from Maui. My dad's working in Hawaii right now at the one of the bases. The Citizen Reporter. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Don Evinger, Brandon M, Sean, Shane, Lynette, NYN, Ninja One Truth, JM Crash, Geoskies, Leah Knox on BitChute. Oh no, I've seen that name before. You used to have your name different. That's not the same face. So y'all mess me up when y'all change y'all's pictures. Hey, Talia, Nathan. All right, so JoJo, brother JoJo, Cullen, Yellow Eye Canine. Okay, so now we're ready. All right, let's go check over here. Let's see. Let me do that. Let me stop that real quick. Now we're ready. All right, let's go check. Hold on. So, well, we only got 145 in here so far. Trying to give it a little. Well, I'm trying to give it a little bit. Maybe we'll get some more. Hello, there we go. We're getting more and more people in here. I don't know about Fullerton. I don't know much about brother Joe and Brianna. I don't know. I have watched them in the past. Dick Nixon. Hey guys. All right, so let's get down to business. All right, so first off, the other day I had probably one of the best live streams that I've ever had. Okay, trying to simplify who and what we are. Well, I'm going to expound on that again today. But first, we have to retract something. And what has to be retracted is this website right here. And I hate for it, but it's got to be. And this process right here, after I dug deeper into it and kept, every time I did this, hold on. No, Brandon, what are you doing? I've got to share the screen, don't I? Knucklehead. So here we go. Let me share this. That way y'all see it. This process right here. This is no bueno. And what do I mean by that? This whole fidelity thing, I don't trust this I don't trust this expert in all legal matters, and I don't trust this this particular way to search up your birth certificate, nor do I appreciate the results. I should have thought about this a lot more before I put this in there. Nor did I care about the results where men and women are wanting to cash out or thinking that they're going. Hey, listen, guys, if you think you're going to go take your social security number, cash out, or anything of that nature, or your birth certificate, we're talking about the wrong thing. I should not have used this site. All right. What I should have done was prove that we're human capital, which that was the purpose. Never cared about the money. Never cared about the fact that we know for a fact that our birth certificate's on bond paper. It's from a banknote company. That means it's securitized. Okay. The purpose of it, the original purpose of it, was to show you that we're already captured enemy combatants. Well, to expound on that, to make up for the mistake that I did. And make no mistake, folks, I should have vetted the information. The information was sent to me. I didn't vet it enough. I should have I should have known better than that. I know better. All right. Only. Yeah, hold on. Now let's go. Okay. Do you ever watch? Yes, I do. I watch it plenty. Okay. Let's see if we got any questions so far. Just a few. Yeah, and listen, I should have never put it in there, but it makes no point because we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on opening people's eyes. Hey, brother. Hey, brother Mark. How y'all doing? I see y'all. I see everybody. Hello, Holly. Hello, Dominic. Okay, so now, all right. So, any questions about the site before we go any further? Well, Leah, you gotta believe it. Well, hey, born again. All right, guys. So yes, Family Garden's a great site. Okay, so hey, by the way, there's a few of you that's asked for my well, here. Let's do this before we even start. All right. That is my email address, folks, if you ever need it. Okay. I do answer emails the best of my ability. Sometimes I get a no, Joe. Not at this time. Hey, Plain Iron. Okay. All right. So let's continue on down. All right. So let me go ahead and take that off. All right. So now let's get back over here. Let's get back to me for a minute. All right. So the entire purpose of the last live stream was to get men and women understanding the higher concepts. Okay. Why are the maxims of law so important? Because they're based on principles that are unchanged, and they're based on natural law principles. Natural law principles are all throughout your Bible. It's universal principles. That is what it's about, the state of man. So these ideas, while the fidelity stuff was important, it was to present you ready to understand what system we're operating in. So I'm going to continue down that thread first today because I want everybody to know how to show somebody else that doesn't know, okay? So first off, we're going to start in the Libra codes again, okay? And for anybody that doesn't know, number one of the Libra codes is a place, a district, a county occupied by enemy stands in consequence of the occupation under the martial law of the invading or occupying army, whether any proclamation, and there's that word proclamation, right? That's military words, declaring martial law or any public warning to the cabinet has been issued or not. Martial law is the immediate and direct effect and consequence of occupation or conquest. The presence of a hostile army proclaims its martial law. Okay. Any of y'all know that you're not supposed to have a standing army in this country? The fact that you have a standing army lets you know that you're under military rule. All right, so that's important. The martial law, it never ceases. That's why you have, listen, watch this, martial law does not cease during the hostile occupation except by special proclamation ordered by the commander-in-chief. That's why you have a commander-in-chief. And we have not been in peace at any point in time. We're always at war or national emergencies. Okay, so there we have that. Next, we're going to go to the let's do Executive Order 13037. All right. So the reason why we're doing Executive Order 13037 is to show the very fact that we are human capital. After this, we're going to do Trading with the Enemy Act. This is what I was going to do in the first place the other night, and then somebody sent that website to me, and I got so excited like a little rabbit. I was like, "Oh well, this does it better anyway." This is why I already have this ready, because this was originally what I wanted to do anyway. So let's do Executive Order 1303. And this is the executive order to study capital budgeting. if we go to section 2, part B, the appropriate definition of capital. Pay attention, guys. This is very important. We're going to slow down and read this. The definition of capital, okay, for federal budgeting, including use of capital for the federal government itself or the economy at large, including, guys, let's do this, the maximum includio. Oh, come on, Brandon, where is that? Control F, and let me do this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Inclusio. This is important. Come here, guys. Let's do this. Always remember this this maxim right here, guys. The inclusion of one is the exclusion of another. So once included, let's go back to what we're reading, because and I want y'all to read this together. Here, matter of fact, let me put this in the show notes. We're reading this. Let's put that right here. All right, so we're reading this together. Let's read this together. Section 2, item B, the appropriate definition of capital for federal budgeting, including. All right, so if it includes one thing, it excludes all others. That's how you read it, okay? Use of capital for the federal government itself or the economy at large. Ownership by the federal government or some other entity. They're letting you know that the federal government isn't the largest enemy. Defense and non-defense capital. Physical capital and intangible or human capital. And what you have here, folks, is the admission that the capital of the United States is human. We are the capital. And so when you come to recognize and understand that you are the capital and that we are enemy combatants, and let's verify this too. Let me put this in the show notes. I'm going to give this to y'all if y'all don't know this particular piece of, and this is the Trading with the Enemy Act. All right, 40 Statute 411. Chapter 106, an act to define, regulate, and punish trading with the enemy for all other purposes. Such other individuals will read out here. Such other individuals or body or class of individuals as may be natives, citizens, or subjects of any nation with which the United States is at war. All right. Okay. So let's go down here. Let's define who's at war. The words United States as used herein shall be deemed to mean all land and water, continental or insular, in any way within the jurisdiction of the United States or occupied by the military or naval forces thereof. All right, so folks, we have a standing army. We have standing psychological operations. We have the admission of the use of propaganda on its own citizens. And then we have right here, it shall be unlawful for any person in the United States. Now, hold on, folks. I want you to slow down. I want you to know why you have to have a license. You have to have a license to operate in commerce in this society. And the reason why that you have to have a license to operate in commerce is because you are an enemy of the state. Trading in the United States with enemy or ally or for the benefit thereof without a license is an unlawful act for any person in the United States except with the license. That's why you carry a license. That's why I told you already had permission to travel unimpeded. That's why I told you when you had a license plate that you were good to go. And it continues on. For any person except with the license of the president to transport or attempt to transport into or from the United States, any owner or master, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you have never read the Trading with the Enemy Act, I advise you to do so. All right, so at this point in time, I want to ask the chat: do we have any different questions? Let me get into the YouTube studio. Let me get into here and ask if we got any questions. All right. Do we have any questions at this point in time? Well, you have to, Brian Goodman. Well, you have to, in order to do that, you have to authenticate your birth certificate, and you're not going to get into that treasury. And so, and we'll get into the authentication of the birth certificate and other ideas at a later date and time. Okay. Well, here, let's do this. I do want to read this. I don't want anybody to be misunderstood or anything else. So let's read this together. All right. I am not the person. Okay. I have a person. That's why what is on your person is asked by the police. What is on your person, right? The person is, I had a great talk with Brother Brian yesterday. Really helped. It really helps, guys. I know you out there think that I have all this together, but this is very fluid. Our learning of this information and then the application of this information, it comes in. It's the light bulb snaps on. So your juristic person is your person, your legal entity. It's how you're going to have to operate in commerce, period, from here on out. But we, as living men and women, let our yays be yays and our nays be nays. We are in this world, but we're not of this world. So my person is the legal entity which the state created for my use when I became the age of majority. And I must not act like a belligerent enemy combatant. And see, this is all off the Libre codes, folks. Actions speak louder than words. I see people undermining their position a lot. We act like the debtors when we're really what? We're the creditors. Anybody that's ever done any of Justinian Deception's work, you'll understand this. That means you're contracting out of position. And either you're asking to go back in their system and then you're asking for permission. I didn't follow UCC 1 for a reason. I felt like I was asking permission, and I don't want to ask permission. All I want to do is make peace and then declare my status. And we're going to see what status that is, even out of the Libre codes here in just a minute. And not an affidavit, but a declaration, right? There's a reason for this idea, and the difference between what an affidavit is and what a declaration is. But let me continue on. In their system, they can only operate on the fictional entity. And what that means is that they can only deal with the artificial. And once you have a birth certificate number, or a social security number attached to you, you'll never get rid, like just do away, poof, gone, that fictional entity. They never deal with the man until he goes into dishonor for breach of his trust obligation. So honor and dishonor is the most important thing, two of the most important things to recognize and understand here. This is why I don't call people to arms on this channel. This is why those morons out there, and I'm not talking specifically about anybody, but most people have no clue, talking about we need to wake everybody up and build militias and all that garbage. Nobody wars with the beast on that front. The way that you come out of Babylon is you quit being a ward of the state. You learn to be diligent in your business. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's read us a scripture right here. I want to read this. And that would be, let's read that together. Love this scripture. Let me put that up there. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before the mean men. And what that means is a man that can handle his business and not relying on somebody else to do it for him. A man diligent in his business will stand as king amongst kings. He won't be standing around mean, debased men. Okay? The contract clause in each constitution states this fact: we have been presumed to have contracted out of our constitutional republic form of government. How better to rebut this presumption than holding a contract with their signature and seal on the contract, and this contract is posted on public record in their system. So what we are going to do is get to the point where we understand this right here. I wish I could make that yellow. I don't think I can. And what you're going to do is you're going to get to the point where you can separate the public from the private. You're going to separate the creditor from the debtor. You're going to separate the fact, the irrefutable I am that I am. I am. He is. I am that I am. And greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And that you, the living man, are living. It is the only irrefutable truth fact that you will ever know. The only way that you get to stay is you do not harm, you come in peace, and you stay in honor. Man must always stay in honor. So that's a couple ideas there that we're going to get to. This is truth right here. Let's read this. A maxim of the law is only has jurisdiction over what he creates. So that's just a cold hard fact. If you create something, you have jurisdiction over it. So God created us; He has jurisdiction over us. Man creates it; is the government. So man, whoever created that government, it has jurisdiction over it. So they create these documents. Okay, they create them. That's their jurisdiction. That's their part. That's the beast system. That is the serpent which come out of the water and is now on land. It's the second beast too. The state created the legal entity, the person. This person may have a name that looks similar to you, one that you go by, but this was never a living man. It's only the account, jurisdiction, the authority to speak the law. And so what you have to learn to do in this particular society is identify public and private, identify who the enemy is, learn how to contract, learn how to turn people's words back. Well, to claim and to counterclaim is what we really do. All right. So let's pull this down. All right. So we're done with that. And let's do this. I want to, did I do this one yet? We did trading with the enemy. There's one more. All right. So let's do Control F. And if y'all don't know this by now, I don't know how many of y'all don't know, you can do word searches. Via Control F. All right, so let's speak about. We're going to speak about Article 9, Article 53, and Article 87 of the Libra Codes. Article 9: the function of ambassadors, ministers, or other diplomatic agencies accredited by neutral powers to the hostile government cease so far as regards the displaced government. But the conquering or occupying power usually recognizes them as temporarily accredited to itself. All right, remember that word. We're going to go down here. Let's go to 53. Oh, yeah, let's do this one too. If you don't recognize, let's go back to the Trading with the Enemy Act. All right, so we got to get licensed because we're an enemy. All right, let's go back to the Libra Codes. A prisoner of war is a what? It's a public enemy. Armed or attached to the hostile army for active aid. All right, so let's get to where we want to be. Let me do this. Let's do this too. Let's see. And there it is, right there. So let's read this right here together, and we'll do that. Now then, we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God did beseech you by us. We pay you in Christ's stead. Be you reconciled to the Father. Ambassadors are separated. They're ministers, separated from the enemy. And even the enemy, even at prisoners of war now, hold on, can you read it now? Can y'all read it now? Can y'all? I saw somebody say they couldn't read this. Could they read it now? I'm just getting a check. If everybody can read it, we're good. Is it too small on your phone to see? Man, I've got it blown up to 150%. I don't know how much I can blow it up. How about that, guys? Is that a little bit better? Here, I'll tell you what. How about that? All right, so let's try that. I blew it up. It's okay, guys. Don't get. Hey, look, we want everybody to see this, okay? Because this is important. This is important. All right. Okay. So let's go to Article 53 of the Libra Codes, okay? So eventually, when a man comes to the higher concepts, okay, when a man recognizes the logos rising, that's the Father and the Son rising within him. He starts becoming aware of the system around him that has entrapped him his whole life. And each level of the progress, each level of the stage, he gets a clear identification and recognition of what's going on. Listen, a man way down here at the bottom has no correlation to the guy way up here at the top. That's why I don't get aggravated to people at different branches. But at the same time, the man at the bottom can't just jump up to that man's recognition. It has to be earned. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. You can't just jump up here to me or me to jump up to to the people I respect without earning it. It's part of the process. This is part of our journey. This is part of the maturation of an ambassador of Yahushua. All right. Now, let's get to the good part. The Article 53. Who has safe passage? Who do y'all think has safe passage through the enemy lines? The enemy's chaplains, officers of the medical staff, apothecaries, hospital nurses, and servants. All right, folks, there's only two types. You're either a bond servant of Christ or you're a servant of the beast. All right. If they fall into the hands of the American army, they are not prisoners of war. Unless the commander has reasons to retain them. Listen, never give them any reasons retained. Nobody wars with the beast. In this latter case, or if at their own desire, they are allowed to remain with their captured companions, and we can remain with our captured companions, still trying to break them free of the chains. They are treated as prisoners of war and may be exchanged if the commander sees fit. So remember this, folks. Even in the Libra codes, there's cure. There's always cure. There's always cure. So let's go to 83. What's this guy talking about right here? The big sib equals shield for RFB shield. Well, welcome to the channel, buddy. That's a great way to introduce yourself. Hold on. What's that guy talking about? Let me see. This guy? Is that what you were told? Really? I think you're mixing up something. You're mixing up something that come out of Deuteronomy. And as a matter of fact, the Messiah said, you resist not evil. Matter of fact, we'll read it just to show you that you don't know what you're talking about, Double K. I love doing this. You guys don't know your Bible. You guys don't know that you're not going to war with the beast. You guys want to go at it the wrong way. You guys don't want to become peacemakers and learn how to operate behind enemy lines. And here we go. We'll read it together. You have heard that it been said before, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. All right, let's blow this, blow it up too. That way you can see it. But I say unto you that you resist not evil. That you resist. Now hey, man, you got to deal with something. Either you're going to be under the law of Moses or you're going to be under the law of Messiah. One of the two. There's it. There's only two. There's only two jurisdictions. And I'm going to tell you right now, nobody wars with the beast. Nobody. And we'll prove that too. We'll prove that too, guys. I mean, I don't know how many times we got to do it, but we'll do that too. And nobody wars with the beast. Revelation 13, what is it, guys? Do y'all remember? Revelation 13:4. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Nobody. That's the implication there. That's the implication. All right, so let's get back out on. Let's get back on. So let's see. Well, no, he wouldn't touch the unclean thing. He never would. That's no doubt. And Fritz Mond gets it. Well, and here, guys, well, Michael Melchizedek gets it. Well, listen, folks, the truth is that, you know, men want to take it into their own hands to protect themselves, and they walk around, and the truth is that they're scared to death. They scared to death of dying. Let me tell you something, man. Every single man I know, one very close to me, stayed here. He sleeps with a loaded 9mm in his hand. He's so scared at night. Done almost shot his foot off a couple times. Listen, these people are scared to death. That's it. That's all there is. All right. So it is fear, Jennifer. That's exactly what it is. It's fear. And when you're in fear, you're easily controlled. All right, so let's get back to point, because I don't feel like being here all today. So what I want to ask everyone, well, no, Megan, what'd you say? Well, everybody can like guns. Ain't no problem with guns. Problem is being in constant fear. That's the problem. We can't be in fear. You can't operate, and this is the problem with fear. And we've seen it. Listen, guys. Listen to me, guys. We can't operate from a realm of a constant state of fear. And the reason why that is because it lowers us. Fear. After fear comes a secondary emotion, which is anger, guilt, and all these other things. The primary the primary fuel for anger and everything else is fear. It does. There you go, Brother Mark. He knows. Brother Mark knows. He knows. And that's right, Jennifer. It does. That means you've given somebody authority. If you've given somebody authority, you've given them honor. If you give them honor, that means you've given them worship. Well, hey, Brother Mark, tell me the truth. Hey, isn't in Australia, haven't they already have they rounded up the guns or not? But did y'all see Brother Nick? Did he have to use a pistol or anything else to get recognition? He did not. I'm going to tell y'all. Matter of fact, we'll show y'all matter of fact, outside, I want to show y'all this. The fact that you bring this up. All right, here, let me do this. Let me show y'all. This is the kind of stuff that we're going to get to eventually, guys. 99% of y'all aren't ready for this. And what'll happen if I don't walk y'all slowly through each bit of this process? What's going to happen, guys, is I'm not going to be your true brother, is I'm going to lead some of y'all astray. Eventually, we'll get to that point. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to the authentication of our birth certificates. We're going to get to our declarations, brother. As a matter of fact, brother Stephen the other day, I'm pretty sure, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, started showing people how to write their declaration. All right. It's all kind of processes of setting ourselves up in the Article 53 as ambassadors of righteousness and ministers within enemy territories, okay? And that's the overall goal. And we are. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and show that. Let me go show y'all what has happened. And this is just to show people. This is just to show you the type of ugly that comes from a lot of these trolls, guys. And do not feed them. You can't feed these things. They are nasty. I'm not even worried about it. We're not even going to give him any. We're not even going to give him any time here. Well, that's fine. Hey, all things come around. All right, so we'll get into that. And first, we have to define what's the difference between an affidavit and a declaration. A juristic person, the artificial, makes an affidavit, and a living man makes a declaration. I learned that yesterday. I was very proud to learn that. It's on. It is. It is. Negativity is infectious. All right, so let's do this. It's okay, Double K. Hey. Double K, I've seen you around here a long time. You're good to go. Everybody's got questions. It's and let me say this too. Hold on. Let me do this right now, because I was rude to somebody else earlier today. And you know what? I am going to show that thing I made. And there's a reason I'm going to show it. Let's see, downloads. Let me find this stupid thing. All right. Can y'all see that? No, that's not the right one. That's King Beezy. We remember that goofball too. Let me find this, because I want to show you the type of hatred that comes through these. I guess I never saved it. I must have not saved it. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. There it is. Okay, here. All right. Can y'all see that? Let me take that down. Can y'all see that? All right. All right. So this is the kind of stuff that you get with people pushing hatred. You ain't never going to be a saint. Pray for the Satanists to make them move already, so I can kill some Satanists. You talk cowardly. You are a coward. Yeah, you were wrong about what Richie was testifying. And I want to say this, guys. Ever since the day that Richie turned on me, I've had more trolls on this channel than ever. I don't know what that means or whatever, but let's continue on. While you were mocking him, you are a fake, cowardly Christian. Get out there and get some satanic blood and guts on you. Listen, guys, this guy is out of one side of his mouth claiming that he's a Christian, and on the other side, he's just generally speaking getting some satanic blood and guts on you. Now, hold on, folks. I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. I don't want to lose anybody on this. There's only one way to make nations not rise against nations. Do you not know what that is, sissy? Of course you don't. You don't know God, and he will certainly tell you he never knew you. Revolution, dummy. You praise him with your lips, but your cowardly heart is far from him. All right, so let's read Proverbs 8:13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate. Now, this man's name is James Jew Killer. All right, hold on. I want to show y'all something. You'll keep hearing these people. You'll keep hearing these agents talking about revolution. Let me tell you who they work with. You ever read this book right here? You'll know who's the original revolutionary spirit. You'll know who and what always infiltrates, subverts, and takes a good and just moral people and turns them into decrepit, bloodthirsty parasites. Every time. Don't ever think that the revolutionary spirit didn't start through that revolutionary Kabbalistic spirit. That's where it started. All right. That's where the revolution, and whoever. So that's the kind of hate that comes from that. All right. So it is the beginning of knowledge. It is. And listen, not now, I don't do across the board labels. That's not what it is. But the Kabbalistic doctrine and the Talmud are two of the worst books and doctrines to ever hit the face of the earth. They're horrible. If you haven't read the Talmud, you probably need to. It is. I don't care too much for all of his work. I think he's too closely aligned to Catholicism, but still a good book. Very good book. All right, so hey, Robert Smithers, hold on. Let me give you something. I don't know if it would work, but let me give you something, a book to read that will help you with that. So let me copy this link address. This is a very short book. This is a very short book. Hey guys, if y'all haven't ever read Paper Arrows, y'all need to. Okay. Hold on. What is that? I saw something. Somebody, Joe. Oh no, Joe. No, the Talmud is a very, very, very. We've covered it before. It's just not worth. It's not worth covering ad nauseum. It's a very disgusting. Well, David Bumgarner, what we're going to do is get in because you have two different beginnings. So pro and D are pro is this. So let's do this. Pro etymology. I can't remember. That's one of those throughs. That's another one of those throughs. It comes from the Latin word, forward movement or location. And so pro is kind of three. It's to create, right? Pro is coming from the artificial sense, where declare is actually coming from the sense of from the living man. If I remember correctly, pro is contra to in Latin. Yeah. Okay. That is Paper Arrows. I put it in, brother. Paper Arrows. Yeah, that was. I put it in there for you guys. Yeah, Paper Arrows is a very good book, guys. That Paper Arrows is very good. Yeah, it's paper. Look, Robert, I put it in there. Paper Arrows, PDF. Just simple Google search here. It's right here. There it is. There's a link to it right there, buddy. Hey, you're welcome, guys. Hey, listen, guys, and anytime And I'm very disappointed in myself on that website too. I should have done a little bit more research on that, and I didn't need it. I didn't need that website to make my point. That's what aggravates me. That's what aggravates me is I didn't need that website to make my point. All right, so what else can we talk about today that really falls in line with how I needed to rectify the fact that the Fidelity site wasn't completely forthcoming. All right, guys. So we set in stone that we are human capital. We set in stone that we are enemies of the state. That's why we require a license. We set in stone the Libra codes, how to become ministers and to set ourselves free. We set in stone these ideas of contract, who's the juristic person, and the fact that you are the living man. And once you are able to separate who and what each one is, you're able to separate yourself from the debtor and move over to the creditor position. And this is why you're never taught these ideas and these higher thoughts. You're never going to get rid of it. But we can operate in this world and not be of it. And not be of it means we know we're not born of it. To be of something is to be begotten by. We're from the Father. We're from a much higher plane of existence than this plane right here. We are just sojourners here, and we're supposed to be ambassadors. We're supposed to be preaching the kingdom of heaven at hand. And thank you, Troll. What's that? What's that, Double K? Did I miss another question? What's that, Double K? What's wrong, buddy? Hold on, guys. Let's do that. He had to, of course, if you know, he had to be called as a transgressor. All right, he had to transgress Roman law, right? Do y'all know what? Do you know what it was illegal for enemy combatants to a captured enemy to have in Rome? I'm asking you, each and every one of you, to go do this research. Why do you think only 2 was enough? 1 would have been enough. He had to be what? He had to be committed with the transgressors as a transgressor of the law. Which law? Y'all figure out which law. That's why he only needed 2 swords. When Peter cut the dude's ear off, what did he tell him to do? Put it down. Put it down. No, sir. If my servants were of this world, they would fight, but they're not. My kingdom's not from here. It's from above. Hey, listen, guys, I can remember this stuff verbatim. It would be much easier if everybody else would start knowing what the Messiah said, and always work from the Bible inside out. That's the way I do it anyway. I work from the most important letters in the Bible, the red ones, out. I could care less what anybody else says as long as I got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Everything else is compared to it. The Messiah is what I care about the most, and that's just how I take it, man. I've learned so much from those red letters from within Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John that have expanded my horizons and gotten me to new concepts. Hey, listen, folks, y'all talking to a man that's been convicted twice of 2 aggravated batteries. Listen to me. I used to live on violence. That the tooth I had to go get fixed today. What do you think knocked that tooth out? A beer bottle. I used to live on violence, guys. This we're talking higher concepts. You look at my finger. You see that scar on my finger? You'll see that scar, and it goes straight through my hand. That's where I was stabbed through the hand. I was stabbed through the hand with a knife. That's right, all the way through fighting. And that's all I ever did when I was younger. I love people beating on me and me beating on people. But that is not the answer of men of Christ. That's not the answer. That's another dead end loop. You can stand up. Hey, Jennifer, I'm glad you brought that up. Y'all stay tuned. We got an awesome study coming this weekend. Hey, brother Chad. Hey, man, that's my brother right there. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Hey, if C double K, hey, listen, a man diligent in his business won't have to worry about these things. We are in baby line. Listen, you're worried about somebody. You're still acting like some military man is going to come kick in your door and make you do something. You're believing the psychological operations, and instead of at this time, this country has been under military occupation for the last 100 years. You're still worried about something, yet the chains that you can never get rid of are the ones up here. You continue to stay bonded up here, you'll never break free. I don't care how many men you want to kill or whatever. It doesn't. That's your choice, brother. I know my spiritual choice. My spirit matters more than my physicality ever. That's how. And you'll get there. Well, there's nothing wrong. Hey, look there. I said there's nothing wrong with righteous indignation. But here's another thing, though. The cleansing of the temple was what? It was an allegory for you to cleanse your temple too. Get the money changers out. People just don't recognize these things. Where's the real temple? It's not made. It's never made of men's hands. It did, Bob B. Hey, Justice, how do you mean to break free from your mind? Well, here you go, Double K. You keep making excuses. There's not one way. Listen to me. You can go hole up in your house with all the ammunition in the world when this army comes from you. Shoot as many people as you want. What's going to happen to you at the end of the day? You're going to die. You want to know why? Because you thought you were going to war with the beast. So all these excuses that you're making, that's enough. You're just making excuses. You're never going to beat the beast. All you're going to do is shoot at it until you kill enough individual men to where they eventually succumb to you. You're not going to beat the beast, period. And ask any man or woman that has ever joined any militia or any agency within this country that wasn't subverted or infiltrated and taken over from the inside out. Every single one of them is. Hey, brother. Hey, yeah, Justice knows the answer to that. No, it's not. It isn't. We're going to stop now. All right, so well, that's it. Here, look. Somebody. All right, so what we got today? Anything else? Did we get everything we needed to get across? And I'm sorry, guys, that hardly ever happens. I am so sorry to have shared a bad website. I really am. I just hate that I did that. But it just happens sometimes. I am, without a doubt, I'm a fallible man. I'm prone to make mistakes, and the next get together. Hold on. I saw that question. We'll do. We have study coming up this Sunday, guys. And a matter of fact, so the name of the study is "The Road to Damascus Revisited." For everybody that has a question about Paul, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome because listen, it'll be another opportunity for me to admit. And that's right, Lynette. You know what that means. And it says, "Thou shalt not kill." It didn't say the Catholic version is "Thou shalt not murder." It says, "Thou shalt not kill." Listen, folks, people have been killing in the Father's name for a long time. They always, and it's okay, Double K, I still love you too. We can win this war. The pen and the mouth is mightier than the sword. Their children never die in wars. If we can learn how to stay in honor and never go into dishonor, we're going to be just fine. And you know what? Who said that? I saw that. I want to say something. Beef Critter, and this is the reason why I have such a hard time. Why I don't talk about anybody else a lot, because you know what? I still got a lot to clean up on the inside of me. Hey, Aaron, let me answer this truthfully. They're not coming door to door. They don't have to. They don't have to. They never have to. We're so domesticated and domiciled. Why do they have to come door to door? To do what? Make you wear a mask? It's just a recommendation? They're sitting back laughing at how weak we are. And y'all think they're going to come with weapons? We are completely domesticated and domiciled. I don't know. I just don't understand why people think it's got to be more than what it is. It's bad enough as it is. It's bad enough. I don't know who that is, Christopher Lee. Here we go. The vaccine is going to come with commercial liability. Listen, let me show y'all something. Pay attention. Pay attention. What did Bill Gates say? He's making the vaccine where he has no what? Liability. Guess who he's going to pass that off to? You. He's going to pass the liability off to you. That means you're going to sign. That means there's going to be a corporate policy for you to keep your job or whatever. And you know what? To keep your job, you're gonna take the vaccine. It's always going to come to that. That's how it's going to happen. There you go. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Ange. Okay, so look, guys. So let's close this off with a prayer. I'm wore out. Well, it is an inconvenience now, isn't it? And let's do this, folks. Why do you think you're captive in Babylon? It's a land of babies. We haven't learned how to take care of ourselves. We're wards of the state. And as such, we're non-compos mentis. That means we're an unsound mind. We're idiots. We're in, forever in suspended adolescence. That's why we're called adults instead of grown-ups. We've been adulterated. We're in an adultery. We never grow up. And you know these ideas, guys. We're just going to have to get stronger. And you know we'll get to this point, guys. We're listen. I want to take a moment before I even do the prayer. I want to tell people, consciousness and our ability of discerning our Bible is at for me, what I pay attention to, the few men and women I talk to, Brother Thomas, Brother Brian, the people I lean on, Sister Maine right here. There's plenty of people I lean on for guidance. Brother Gary number 1, Brother Gary number 2. All these ideas that I lean on. Listen, folks, people are starting to get and understand the truth of this system. That means that the system itself must cause distractions. Go, hey guys, don't fall for it. Keep trucking forward. We're going to keep learning how to protect ourselves in the system the best way that we know how. Let me tell you something. It is appointed for man to die. And let me tell you something. If you think you're going to cause yourself to live one day longer or live one day shorter than what's already deemed, hey, you must be better than the Most High. Must be stronger, because I'm going to tell you, everything's already happened. We just now living it out, and they are. Hey, brother. Hey, man, I'll tell you how I feel about your past sins, about how I feel about my past sins. They in my past. I'm no longer looking backwards neither. I let go of that junk. Quit turning around looking at it, dear brother. You good? You got it. You're one of my dear brothers too. You awesome. All right, guys. All right. So let's do this. Dear Father, I want to thank you for bringing us together again today. And I want to thank you for the humility to admit my wrong, to admit my mistake. And I want to thank you for the individual men and women out there who recognized the mistake and brought it to my attention. At this point in time, I also want to recognize that I have been rude to a few posters here lately on account that I have had my guard up, my defenses up on account of all the trolls on the site. Father, I need to let that enemy go and quit being rude to people that are truly seeking answers, and allow me to be that shepherd that I need to be. And let your word not return into the void, but let it accomplish everything that you please and prosper in it, everywhere that you send it. In your precious Son's name, we pray all these things. Hey guys, let's continue to refine ourselves. But yeah, I was though. I really was. It's something that's bothering me. I was really rude to a couple people this week that didn't deserve it. It's called pressure. It happens. Even it happens for me. I try not to be. All right, guys. I love y'all. Hold on, Crash. Hey, brothers. It was not intentional. I get about 300 emails a day, brother. I can't. I can't possibly keep up with every single one of the emails. It happens. Hey, dear brother, I love you too. Truth, I saw you, Truth. Hey, I want to give a shout out now, guys, to somebody else who supports this channel too, and that's Epic Sellouts. I don't know if y'all ever go to Epic Sellouts and see him break down the transgender videos, but he's another dear brother that has greatly supported this channel too. And hey, man, if you support this channel, I'm going to support you too. Different strokes for different folks, guys. Crash, I'm sorry if I missed. I'll try. Just send it back to me. Armchair quarterback. Let's tell everybody bye. Damon. No, a matter of fact, let's talk about that, Damon. All right. So I lost subs for 14 days in a row. Yeah, I sure did. I lost subs for 14 days in a row, sometimes 100, sometimes 20, something like that. Just the last 2 days was the first 2 days that I gained subs again in the last 17, 18 days. So don't ask me how that happened. I'm the only one losing subs here lately, but it is what it is, guys. There was probably a massive leave off. I'm going to tell you right now, the videos that I'm doing here aren't getting much traction either. Not getting much watch time for whatever reason, comparatively. But we'll fight through it, guys. They can restrict all the numbers that we want. Who it's for. Oh, guys, there's plenty of those. And I thank you. Brother. Listen, guys, this channel this isn't for the guys first waking up. That's not this channel. This channel is for somebody that's been trying to wake up for a while. And this channel, thank you, Charity, also. That's right, Armored Up. And hey, look, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. Hey, Brother Ron, I love you, brother. You're awesome, dude. That's another great channel who's got some great deep thoughts, guys. Sister Karen, Jennifer, Charity's Bazaar, Don Ebbinger. Did I do this one already? I did. I'm sorry, guys. I'll Sister Sylvia. Noobs won't understand this. Who was that? Hey, Cube Buster. Every single video on this channel is free. Freely I have received, freely I shall give. You can do whatever you want to it as long as you don't sell it. If you try to sell this information and I find out, then I'm not going to be happy. But I don't want anybody profiting off of it. But everything is, you have free consent to do what you wish with it as long as you don't sell it. All right, so, all right, guys. Well, we did our thing. Dave Flowers, Katie Ray, Ange Walker, B70. I text you earlier, by the way. Joe Warcup, the Spirit of Truth lives here. Crash. Thank you, brother. Hey, just don't get upset with me. I do not, guys. I don't mind if y'all resend emails. I'm not. I understand. Listen, this thing keeps me busy Monday through Friday. I am an outside salesman at a company, and my email goes off all day long on that side. So when I get off in the afternoon, sometimes I look at those 300 emails and I go, I just don't feel like looking at them. Okay. So if I do that for a couple of days, there's no way I can catch up. All right, guys. Guys, know that I love you. If you have any questions, we're going to do a spiritual study this weekend. The reason why we're doing the spiritual study so much is because I think I'm going to start making these discussions about law. And we didn't even get into this today. I had this open, and we'll get into this. We'll get into this later. This is a whole book, by the way. We'll get into these things at a later date and time. But first, we got to get strong. And the place where you get strong is up here, guys. We got to take this space back over in here. We got to run the Antichrist out. We got to know who we are. All right, guys. Love y'all. And guys, we'll get there. All right. Love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Honda Rosa, Monica Hatch. And you guys take it easy, and I will see y'all this Sunday. We'll have a great study lesson. Much love, guys. Brother Chad, take it easy.